A very warm good morning to all my dear students. Nowadays we are going with the revisions. Today we will be going to do the revision of the story. The story is Taro's Reward. It is a Japanese poem and we come across a boy who was a very hard-working boy. We read this story and we came to know the moral of the story, that is that the person should always love and respect their elders. That is what the moral of the story is, and the one who is hardworking is always been respected and rewarded in the society. So let's begin. So once upon a time there was a boy, and a young boy who was a woodcutter and named as Taro. He lived with his father and mother on a lonely hillside. A young woodcutter named Taro lived with his parents, and all day long he chopped the wood in the forest. Though he worked very hard, he earned very little. This made him sad, for he was a thoughtful son and he always wanted to give his parents everything they needed. This made him sad, and that is why he wanted to provide all those things to his parents. One evening, when Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of the hut, a strong wind began to blow. It whistled through the crack of the hut, and everyone felt very cold. Suddenly, Taro's father said, "I wish I had a cup of sake. It would warm me and do my old hurt good." This made Taro sadder than ever, for the heart-warming drink called sake was very expensive. "How do I earn more money?" he asked himself. "How do I get a little sake for my poor parents, for my father?" He decided to work harder than before. Next morning, Taro jumped out of the bed early than usual. Next morning, he made his way to the forest. He chopped and cut as the sun climbed, and soon he was so warm that he had to take off his jacket. His mouth was dry and his face was wet with sweat. "My old poor father," he thought, "if only he was as warm as I." And with that, he began to chop even faster. Thinking of an extra money he must earn to buy the sake to warm the old man's bones. Then suddenly Taro heard chopping. What was that sound he heard? Could it be possible be rushing water? Taro could not remember ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream in that part of the forest. He was thirsty. The axe dropped out of his hand and he ran in the direction of the sound. Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall hidden behind a rock. Kneeling at the place where the water flowed quietly, he cupped a little in his hand and put it to his lips. Was it water or was it sake? He tasted it again and again, and always it was the delicious sake instead of cold water. Taro quickly filled the pitcher he had with him and hurried home. The old man was delighted with sake. After only one swallow of the liquid, he stopped shivering and did a little dance in the middle of the floor. That afternoon, a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taro's father politely offered her a cup of sake. The lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. Then Taro told her the story of the magic waterfall. Thanking him for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. By nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. That evening, there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of sake. In less than an hour, the pitcher was empty. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, and he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. When he reached, he found, of his great surprise, all his neighbors there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic sake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. He drank again and again and then shouted angrily, "Water! Nothing but water!" He drank again and again. Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is Taro? Let us drown him in this waterfall." But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock. When he saw how things were going, he was nowhere to be found. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Was the sake a dream? Once more, he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. To everyone else, it gives only cold water. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold, and having been so good and kind. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. This said, the emperor was to encourage all the children to honor and obey their parents. So this is all about the story. I hope you have understood the story with the help of this pictorial slides. Okay, now what you have to do is try to make a mind map of this story. No, because for every lesson I am making the mind map, children, for you. No, I am asking you, the next day I am making the mind map for you, because I know that mind map is something which is really helpful for the student to understand the basic concept of the story. So I have given you the slideshow. I have shown you the pictures, event after the another, and now today I am asking you to make the mind map of this very story. Okay, take care.